Hello, I'm here with Ross McFarlane,
Hello.
spoken word AD and spoken word artist and poet and fairly local, not actually Edinburgh based. You're in Glasgow, aren't you?
I am in Glasgow, yes.
So what's the Glasgow scene like?
The Glasgow scene is wonderful. I've been performing there since 2013, and I have seen it kind of come up in a wave in the 2010s, see like wonderful poets coming through and kind of moving on to different art forms or continuing on spoken word professionally.
Ooh.
And then we have seen a little decline in the kind of late 2010s, early 20s, and in the last few years, just an absolute boom again. It's been utterly wonderful to see like more nights showing up. There's almost one every night of the week now in Glasgow for poetry or spoken word, and that just means that I get to spend each of my evenings going along to open mics and seeing awesome poets.
And now you're at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, and you're trying to get as many Scottish-based artists back into Edinburgh, into the Fringe, aren't you?
Yeah. Absolutely. It is a common lament of the Fringe when you're up here that no one can afford to do the Fringe anymore, which it is a very genuine and legitimate concern. The house prices and rental prices in Edinburgh for locals, first of all, and also for the biggest arts festival in the world, which like we want people up here, we want people enjoying it, but there is a way to kind of deal with that doesn't involve kind of constantly looking to how it would make it cheaper for London acts to be at the Fringe. That is, there is a wealth of wonderful creative talent across Scotland that can do this cheaply, not free. Obviously, nothing is free, but like I commute back and forth. I sleep in my own bed every night, and I have done that now. This is about my 7th year at the Fringe, I want to say, pre-COVID and post, and I have never lost money doing the Fringe. I'm not going to lie. I'm not massively well attended as an artist, and I don't make enough money to cover a salary for like the time that I'm here. But I don't lose money on my travel, food, pints after the show, and I think it's so important that Scottish acts, especially for many years, the PBH Free Fringe hasn't had as many Scottish people involved, and so Scottish acts don't know that this is an option for them to get a free venue and get to perform every day, and it's I've made it a little bit of my mission to try and like let Scottish acts know that this is an option for them, and keep the Fringe going, keep it exciting, keeping new acts coming through with people who aren't going to lose a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just like looking at my screen. I used this for the eclipse yesterday. This is when it's going out. I think I might have blown out my screen. So if you see a big red light, it might be the ghost, or it might be because I've ruined the screen. But you're here. We're in the Banshee Labyrinth, which is your venue this year, isn't it? Yeah. It's really a lot of spoken word in this. How are you feeling as a community getting together, and is it really cohesive? And
I love it. It's great. There are some shows that I haven't managed to get to see, and some poets that I haven't managed to get to see. And if that's you, if you're watching this, I'm very sorry. I'm doing my best, but I can't split myself in two sometimes.
No.
But come to the Banshee Labyrinth and hang out with us. There is always poets in a booth here, and they are so welcoming, and they are so ready to have a conversation, commiserate over the Fringe, or get excited about a good audience. There are so many wonderful people just hanging around in this venue, and yes, the banqueting hall in the back here is our kind of like our home spiritually for the spoken word.
Spiritually, haunted. Yes.
Very good.
But do you get on with the other people, the other genres? Do you have much track with them? Do you talk to the comedians and the theatrical people?
I do. I try my best. I will say that my priority is always poetry, and has been for many years, because again, I can't even see all the poetry I want to see, so I feel bad when I can't make it to people's shows. But I really enjoy chatting to people on the street, finding out what they do, finding out what interests them, and kind of how they bring stuff in. I do go and see a magic show every single year. I was that kid, and I love seeing. I saw the 1 hour Straight Jacket Escape this year.
All right, yeah, that's cool.
Very, very fun. Comedy, I quite often have some friends doing comedy over from Glasgow, so I try and make an effort to go and support them as well. But with the amount of spoken word and the fact that think it's very important I only do a half run every year with a break, because I've a bit of a strong keep healthy and be able to not collapse after Fringe.
A lot of people overdo themselves. But do you come up in the second half and then see the stuff that you didn't see in the first half?
I do my best to make it a day or two. I'll be coming up the day straight after my Fringe to catch. Because again, now that I'm programming things, I'm so excited about all the stuff that is coming up, and the stuff that's in my slot or the slot before me. Because I'm doing half a run. A couple of friends are taking over those slots, and I'm really excited to see those shows.
No, they do sound exciting. But what about your show? What of your show? You've got more than one show for this first couple of weeks, haven't you?
I do. So my show is A Tenement Tale. It is in the character of Glasgow's unofficial tour guide, which is what I have been kind of working through in the last few years. This is a tour of a tenement flat in Glasgow, a really iconic Glaswegian kind of homestead, most specifically my tenement flat. So you get a tour around my bedroom. And aside from that, I've finished up 2 shows that I've done already, but I will be back with the Lock-In Poetry Slam next year, hopefully, God willing. But the show that I still have to come is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 14th, 15th, and 16th. I will be running Life Goals of the Millennials, or the Commune Manifesto. From the Strathmore Bar at 10 to 8.
So you're getting around and about. Strathmore is slightly more towards the Leith area.
Yes, it is.
I was sort of nearly in that area yesterday. I was like, I'll go and see some shows, and I was so tired from walking there. It is far. I've got to go there. I've got to get there.
It's really good, and I would take over Strathmore. Strathmore is a lot of spoken word in there, and a lot of wonderful work over there. I'm really excited to see Jackson Dammit.
Yes, that's
Alice McCullough,
unfortunately who I meant to see. And I was like, it's still 4 hours, and I'm so tired.
I think on Friday I am going to finish my show up in here at 2 p.m. and then I am going to head over and spend a whole day in Strathmore.
I think I might just be following, going, hello, I'm going to come and see things too. Just follow you, go, you can't stop me following you.
It'll be great. We'll have a proper Strathmore day. I was in there not at the Fringe, because you can come to Edinburgh not in the Fringe. And Spencer Mason, who has a show in the Banqueting Hall at 8:15 every day, had a pamphlet launch in there with a wonderful Dumbarton poet, Stephen Watt. And it was in the Strathmore, and it was my first time in there. And I was like, this is perfect for spoken word.
It really is, because also you're not allowed to use the amplification. So poets who can project more than comedians are very, 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 they really like their microphones. If you can't use that, then you just have to emote more. So
it's like playing in the round. For me, like I was on the bill that night, and I was able to just wander around and see everyone in the chairs, because the chairs are just around chairs with tables in a pub. It's this lovely space, and were it in the middle of the city, I would snap it up so quickly. It is slightly outside, so if you get the chance, there's incredible work at Strathmore. Please spend a day seeing as much as you can in there. It's such an awesome part of the Fringe that it's kind of moving out.
Exactly, and I like the fact it's there. I mean, I went as far as Easter Road, so it's on the way there. So that's why I was like that. It's just the fact that I had a big gap. Otherwise, I was so tired. Some stuff has been happening. I won't go into, but I had every intention to do that, and then go down to Leith, and there's loads more in Leith, and everyone's like, Leith is brilliant, and it's so buzzing and everything, and it was like, and we've got, I think, the centre of the Fringe is going to have to move down further out, really, because it's so packed here, and there's a lot of pressure on the paid venues and everything, and it gets really expensive. So I think also because a spoken word and theatre are more willing to take a chance to take it slightly further out, whereas maybe the comedy wouldn't be. So that's
I also think places with their own audiences out in Leith are really good, because there are people who live there and want something to see and maybe don't want to come into the busyness of the city. And like engaging with those audiences, like R.I.P. Cafe Queer, but it brought in audiences to every show every day.
That was further out.
That was right.
That was which way was that? That was sort of towards Just, yeah. Anyway, I never could work it out. I had them friended on TikTok, and then they closed. So it was like, oh no, I was going to come and see you.
They closed in the middle of Fringe they closed as a venue in the middle of Fringe last year, which was rough because my partner's show was in there, and it was wonderful. Like, people came in every day that just were fans of that venue and came in, and I think that's something we really need to engage with. I would love to see more spoken word in Leith if I didn't feel like anyone I was putting there was at an immediate disadvantage. But it is also really great to get local acts in there who have their own following, who people are coming to see. So they're still there.
Because people there are venues in there that are well established that people love to do. I mean, there's, I can't remember what it is. There's a big one that's sort of cabaret space. What's it called? Anyway, there was shows going on that were not necessarily part of the Fringe, but were still big at the time about 2 years ago, weren't they? It was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. But I think the more shows that you have in an area, the more of a centre it becomes and the more of a destination it becomes. And I think that is something we need to aspire to maybe going forward.
Absolutely.
So, how have you found the audiences so far to your show?
Been okay. A little quieter than normal, but I'm aware that I'm doing very much a work in progress at the Banshees every day. So I'm happy to have had an audience every day. Never too uncomfortable, a small room, which is nice.
That is nice. That is good. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been struggling a little bit, but I'm not sure because there's been the eclipse this week. If you've seen this is the week of the eclipse, a big deal. Not really a big deal when you actually went to see it. I tried to see it, and it's there was 2-for-1 deals and stuff with the box office. So it's a lot of struggle, and people found it quite expensive as well.
No, I am. Yeah. I'm definitely hoping that this weekend will be a little busier. That would be nice, but again, I'm here for the experience. I love the Fringe. I love PBH Free Fringe specifically because it allows me I could not do this with a show where I come in every day and I'm like, what am I going to change from yesterday? What am I going to try today?
Yeah.
I could not do that if it wasn't for a free venue and space in the Wee Blue Book. Half of my audience today were absolutely had just looked at the Wee Blue Book and thought, that seems like something that I would enjoy. And the ethos of the Free Fringe is so important to this festival, this city in this month, and the ability for me to come and work stuff out is just wonderful.
Because it can be expensive to put on a show, and although the Free Fringe makes that less expensive, it's still expensive. But also it can be expensive to see a lot of shows for an audience. If you've paid for a lot of the paid venues, then you haven't got a lot left. So if people are able to give money, then that is obviously helpful. But I mean, I've had a fair few people that seem to enjoy it, but just haven't, for one reason or another, given any donation. And it's like, that's fine. It's not a problem, really. It's just,
as a broke poet, I appreciate it greatly as well, It's wonderful to be able to go and see art every day.
Exactly. Share it. Share the love.
Hang out with people. If I could use this as a platform to talk about how awesome the Fringe is. Yeah. Just spending time with creatives every day, going to see art, going to see poetry, being inspired, being excited, swapping, contact details with people and being like, right, I'll come down to your bit, you come up to my bit during the year, and it's so important. It
is so important, and sometimes the rest of the year can be quite isolating and depressing. And even if it is still quite isolating and depressing at the Fringe, in a lot of ways, you can still find that glimmer of community, really. And I think that's really important. There's a possibility that there's something more out there, and you can see great art, and you can see things that were just funny or just silly, and just stuff that you don't have to think about. And there's a variety of stuff, which is always a great thing.
Absolutely. It's my favorite time of year. I come in and I work every day, and it is my holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
I walk out with more energy than I ever put in. Exactly. And it's wonderful because I'm rearing to go, having seen some incredible shows.
But that's the weird thing as well. The energy can fluctuate. It's like you think you're having a great time, and then something can happen in a show and it destroys you, and you think that's the end. And then you can have a terrible time outside, and you can do the show, and you're like, oh, I don't feel too bad now. It's fine. It's never the same twice.
The amount of times that I have been standing in an empty venue, ready to be like, well,
That's
5 minutes to go. This is the no-show day.
Yeah.
No one's going to be here. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I can't be bothered. Maybe I don't have it in me today. And then 5-10 people show up, and you go, well, got to do it. And it's sometimes you best show them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah,
you never know. You never know. And you can have what you think is the same material. I mean, when you've got work in progress and whatever, it's not necessarily the same. But even if you have something that's like word for word the same, there's just something about it that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And you think, what have I done?
Absolutely. Different audiences. It's been wonderful to be involved over the last few years and see like the people that I've started to like kind of encourage to take stuff in become much better artists at the end. And it's not that there was problems with the work throughout. It's just, new people coming in and trying and getting the experience of performing day after day to different audiences in different rooms, and you just become a categorically better artist by the end of it. And you see art, and it's it's just the communion of art and artists. And there are people in Glasgow who have never been.
Whoa!
And it's every time I hear someone say that, I'm just like, I've never really been.
But there's people in Edinburgh that have never been.
I know, and you just go, this is the biggest arts festival in the world, and there's a bunch of free work, free stuff to see every single day.
Yeah.
Please, I implore you, pick a day.
Pick a day.
Get
any
the bus
day.
through.
Magic.
Go see a bunch of free art.
Exactly. Because the trams are on, but the buses are still there. And if you can walk, then you can walk. If you can't walk, not as easy, because it's not the most accessible.
It is not the most accessible
city in the world, to be honest. But a lot of venues are fairly accessible.
We do our best, and we do our best to let people.
They're all very old buildings is the problem. Yeah. So you do what you can. Yeah. So thank you so much for this, and I'm going to put it up, and then hopefully people will come to see your show. See the show. Yeah. Have you got a flyer or something on? No.
I do not. Nope.
None of these. It's none of these.
A tenement tale. 2 p.m. Banqueting Hall, Banshee Labyrinth. Every day till the 18th, and Life Goals of the Millennials or the Commune Manifesto, which is not a work in progress. That show is very, very much ready to go. So if you want to see me do my fun, fast, high energy poetry and shout fuck landlords a bunch, then you can see that at 10 to 8, I think, in the Strathmore Bar, 14th, 15th and 16th.
Place to be.
Yeah.
14th, 15th and 16th.
We're all going to the Strathmore Bar on the 14th.
Together.
Everyone come and see all the shows at the Strathmore Bar.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
All right then. Bye-bye.